All right, let's talk about one of the most popular upgrades in the RV world, but also one of the most misunderstood. We're going to break down what it really takes to switch from your old lead-acid batteries to those powerful lithium iron phosphate or LiFePO4 batteries. So here's the thing. You've probably seen it advertised as a simple drop-in replacement, right? Well, the reality is, it's a whole lot more than that. You're not just swapping a battery, you're actually redesigning your entire electrical system. And, getting this wrong isn't just a small mistake, it can be seriously dangerous. So why does everyone think it's just a simple swap? Well, it's because the benefits are just incredible. To understand the myth, we have to look at the massive performance difference between these batteries, because that's what makes the upgrade so tempting in the first place. Okay, first up, usable energy. A 100 amp hour lead acid battery, you can really only use about half of that, around 50 amp hours, before you start damaging it. But with a 100 amp hour lithium battery, you get pretty much the whole shebang. We're talking double the power for the same size battery. That's a huge deal. Now, let's talk voltage. With lead acid, the voltage is like a slow, sad slide downhill as you use power. But lithium? It's like a flat, straight highway. It holds that voltage rock steady right until the very end. And here's the catch. That amazing strength is also what puts your whole system under so much more pressure. Right, so that pressure, that's where things get risky. This constant, high-power performance creates a bunch of new electrical risks that your old system, which was built for those lazy, sagging lead-acid batteries, was never, ever designed to handle. And here's the thing. A lot of the guides you'll find online, they just skim right over these 5 critical points. And I'm not talking about rare what-if scenarios. These are real-deal risks to your rig and, frankly, to your safety. So let's break them down one by one. First up, your poor alternator. Think of a lead-acid battery like someone sipping a drink. A lithium battery, it's trying to chug the whole thing through a fire hose. It'll just keep pulling the absolute maximum current your alternator can make, nonstop, without ever slowing down. It can literally cook your alternator until it fails. Seriously? All right, let's talk about the big one, fire risk. Because that lithium battery holds its voltage so high, your appliances can draw way more power for a lot longer. To really get why that's a problem for your wiring, we've got to look at a super simple formula that shows a kind of scary truth. Okay, don't worry, it's not complicated. It's just current in amps equals power in watts divided by voltage. That's it. It might sound like high school physics, but this little equation is everything when it comes to understanding the load on your system. So let's put some actual numbers in here and see what happens. And boom! Over 80 amps? Think about that. A totally standard 1,000 watt inverter just running your microwave is pulling a constant 80 plus amps. Your old wiring? It might have been designed for a quick burst of power, maybe, but it was never meant to handle that kind of heat and that much current for minutes on end. That's how things melt. Okay, so now that we've seen the risks, it's pretty clear, right? This isn't just about swapping out a box. We have to completely change how we think about this. It's not a swap. It is a full system upgrade. So what's the goal? It's actually really simple. We need to build a system where every single piece, the wires, the fuses, the chargers, all of it, can safely handle the massive power of that new battery. That means we have to stop looking at just the battery and start looking at the whole picture with a safety-first mindset. All right, enough with the problems, let's talk solutions. How do we actually build a system that's safe and super reliable? We're going to walk through a 5-step safety check that covers everything you need to do to get this upgrade done the right way. So here are the 5 steps. You'll notice they line up perfectly with the 5 risks we just talked about. If you can nail these 5 things, you are going to have an awesome and, more importantly, a safe system. Step 1, your charge sources. This is a big one. Both your solar charge controller and your shore power converter absolutely must have a dedicated setting for LiFePO4 or lithium. This is non-negotiable. It makes sure they're using the right voltage and, crucially, that they skip the old lead-acid steps like float or equalization, which can actually damage your expensive new battery over time. Okay, step 2. Remember that alternator we were worried about cooking? This is how you protect it. And let me be clear, this is not an optional part. You need a DC to DC charger. It's the only right way to do it. It acts like a smart gatekeeper between your alternator and the battery, making sure the current stays at a safe level so nothing overheats. Step 3, wiring. Remember that 83 amps we calculated? Well, that's what we need to plan for. Every single cable, every fuse, every connector has to be sized correctly for that kind of heavy, continuous load. Don't skimp here. Your wiring is literally your #1 defense against a fire. All right, step 4 is understanding your battery's brain. It's called the BMS, or Battery Management System. It's an amazing piece of tech. It's like a little bodyguard for your battery cells, protecting them from all the bad stuff. But you have to know how it works. If you ask for too much power, it won't just slow down. It will instantly cut the power to everything. Poof. Your whole system goes dark. So you've got to respect its limits. And last but definitely not least, step 5, temperature. This is a law of physics for these batteries. There's no way around it. You absolutely cannot charge them when it's below freezing. That's 0 degrees Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit. If you do, you will permanently kill the battery. It's called lithium plating, and it destroys it from the inside. So if you're ever in cold weather, you need a heated battery or a system that automatically stops charging when it's too cold. End of story. I know. That probably sounds like a lot of work. But once you've gone through these checks, you get to the good part. You can finally, and safely, tap into all the incredible benefits that made you want to do this upgrade to begin with. And the reward is so worth it. When you do this right, you get exactly what you were promised: a ton more usable power, charging that is so much faster, a battery that's going to last for years and years, and just solid, reliable power when you're off the grid. It's the freedom you're looking for, but built on a rock-solid foundation of safety. And this really brings us to the single most important thing to remember. The battery isn't the problem. LiFePO4 batteries are actually incredibly safe. The danger, it almost always comes from the stuff you connect to the battery. So focus on the system around it. Your wiring, your chargers, your connections, that's what matters. So the final question isn't about the battery, it's about everything else. Is your system ready for the power of lithium?